Yes, it's the Market Sniper and I'm with you, and we are going to celebrate two new highs. That's right, gold. Gold alert is hitting two new highs against major currencies. This is it, and I'm here to tell you, please believe me, the banking system isn't going to fail. It isn't really going to fail. Oh, says President Biden. Everything is fine. Yes, the two that are making new highs right now, gold versus the Australian dollar, in our community, discussed on the non-farm payrolls day of Friday on our live trading day. And before that, in our community, brought to us by a community member and trade leader of webinars as well, that you could be learning from too, in terms of HVF method, gold versus the Australian dollar, new highs, Aussie, 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 down, 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 gold up, up, up. Yep, it's fiats all over the world. It is fiat fantastic. Fluffings and fluffings like fluffy rice, and the real money is coming through, and it's gobbling it all up and it's mooning. Who else is gold up against and making a new high? Yield curve control, not such a good idea. Japan, gold against Japanese yen. Yes, making a new high. We'll be showing you that as well today, on a day that they insist that the banking system is just fine. But the peoples, the insiders, the price, it takes insiders and big money to move, and things are truly moving for gold, and it's been doubly good for Bitcoin. We got a release going out as well. Go check it out. So why is it happening? Also, we'll be talking about the more forlorn potential of uranium to downside. If you like a commodity hedge, you should be long gold. If you haven't been following this channel, Pure Gold, the link below, Pure Gold. Purchase your physical metals, real decent people, real decent service to your door, almost anywhere in the world. I say almost anywhere in the world. Yes, you name it, they will deliver it. Silver, gold, bars, coins, even a little bit of platinum, and they can do storage for you if you want. But take it in your grubby little mitts. Feel it. This was delivery that I received, amongst others, from the delightful people. Look at this packaging. Oh, it's so beautiful. I always get it out and I give it a little finger. Look at that. Just one beautiful little kilo of 4 nines wrapped up in its little condom. Not even my oily, grubby little mitts can tarnish it. Yes, this is clunk, clunk, clunk. Proper metal, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I get it out every time I want to play with it. Yes, and so why is it going up? Well, the news. Silverback Market Sniper, no, Silvergate it is, not Silverback, Silvergate and Silicon Valley Bank. Guess what they all did? You know, they were sitting with all these deposits. They had this growth. I was repeating this on Crypto Sniper. What did they do with all this cash? They had deposits grow. Silverbank, I quote you from an article received. A news resource of great wisdom arrived on my desk explaining, in fact, this was Bonner. He likes to send out a fair amount of mail, doesn't he, Bill boy? Oh dear, oh dear. But anyway, this one I actually opened. But because I wanted a sound bite, you see, to tell you all about. And what did we hear? Silicon Valley Bank meltdown may incite the Federal Reserve to cut rates. No, I don't think it will. But I do think they've done little quick deals. Ooh, banking system, don't fail. They've gone from so tough on inflation to bedwetting, hello, pee-pee in their pants. Okay, so that's what happened. So what we got, what did we get? What did we get? Well, the story goes, looking at the numbers, deposited SVB went from 60 billion in 2019, 60 with a B, to 189 billion in 2022. That's 3 years. And they were doing IPOs, SPACs, a SPAC attack. Yes, weren't those nasty little tools of devastation? Tech boom, it was all good for SVP. But what does a bank do with all that depositor cash? I can tell you what you shouldn't do, and that's exactly what they did. Well, they bought bonds. And if anybody was listening to this channel, You will know the very first man to tell you that the 40-year bond cycle had turned on March 2020. And we turned and we tried to tell Raoul Powell in Real Vision, we tried to tell anyone who would listen that they should not say, buy bonds, wear diamonds. That it was in fact a turning and we were going to go into a stagflationary state where there would be stubbornly high inflation. And at that point, there was no inflation. I said, there's asset price inflation and it will show soon. And you've just pumped 5 trillion into the economy. Believe me, it will show soon. They said, oh, there's a passing ship of inflation. Oh, it's lingering a little longer. And then they said, oh, it's transitory. And then they said, oh shit, we got inflation. And then those interest rates, 4 in a row, 0.75, 0.75, 0.75. What does all that collateral do? The worst bond investors in the world, your VC banks, bought the top of a 40-year bond market, my friends. And then the collateral, well, it did begin to shrivel some because this is a debt-based society. And I've said countless times, do not a debt buyer be. Yes, there will be a demand destroying event. You know what? Take the punch, put it in gold. You'll have a little dip in your paper price and you'll sit pretty in a short while. Ask me. We call gold long into one of the biggest events shutting the global entire economy down. Yes, whilst we call for single-digit oil, that absolutely swung. The gold oil barrel ratio that we had expected to see swing, and it went infinite because oil actually went $0. Oh dear, that's some spike on your chart when you look at it now. It's almost unchartable. But that was the key thing. It had a dip in COVID and went on to make a new high. And guess what? It's been in a very time-consuming pullback, but people lost faith. The people lost faith. But let's take a look at the charts and take you straight to down under and the gold price in Aussies. Yeah, here you go. Whoop, there it is. Now, isn't that a thing of great masculine beauty? I look at it and I see a testosterone morning for the gold price in Aussie dollars. We must get our epic pen. I must draw, I must draw, I must draw. Erectile, projectile. This is what I'm seeing, my good friends, and it is perfect and classic ascending HVF structure, which of course was in our community, which of course you could trade through our brokers, SCM, giving you beyond European leverage while still being a Swedish bank just outside of the restrictions on leverage for you to potentially, with smarts, with stops, with true method, a la the HVF method, you could in fact be trading the likes of this. I felt a little nervous about it. It was almost going up too fast, too soon. Key level was the 2800. The 2800. Let's show you. Let's turn on the draws. Turn on the draws. That's not the one you drew on. Which one did you draw on? That one? That's the one you drew on. Look at that baby go, my friends. So we are on a weekly chart. Let's clean our face. Pop, pop, pop. Volume by price. We can take it off. Beautifully, beautifully, beautifully set up. The lean was on this level. That particular level was the 2800. You could see the just run here. This is an ascending structure. Two things happen on an ascending structure. They're mutually exclusive. When you get an ascending structure, you either fizzle because too much buying is coming in along the grind line here, the basing ascending grind line. Buy, 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 buy. Must buy, must buy, must buy, must buy, must buy. That you get a break and then you go afterwards and you have a fizzle. Or the polar opposite. This is the advance run of a far bigger run, and this leads to an outperformance to our already stretchy targets. That's right, 2.8, 3,578. Imagine them Aussie dollars then. They're going to be sliding away relative to that gold ounce bar. You should be in the metals. Pure gold link below. Don't tell me we haven't been telling you about this. Don't tell you we haven't brought on the owner and founder that you could meet, see, look him in the eyes. I've purchased from him. Nobody that we affiliate recommend below on any of our links. SimpleFX, Scandinavian Capital Markets have I not used myself. And I have met the SCM guys below, and you could be trading gold versus AUD. We've had it put it on because we've been watching it and stalking it, and they add things we like. It's very nice of them. And this is a very nice little perky move. New high. I repeat again, new high. Actually, do I lie? Is it about to make a new high and not yet? Hang on. I think I might have to correct myself. And if I do, I must, because we've got to be accurate. We may have to wait. It may happen later on tonight. Let's see. What is the high of today? 2878.83. I might be incorrect. 2873, 2870. I am $3 ahead of my time, kind people, but it sure looks like it's about to happen soon. So you'll allow me that one. We are $3 early. Will it make it? Will it be tonight? When will it be? It's got the momentum. It's got the steam. Poor Australians, what are you doing? It's not only Australians, by the way. It's everyone under a fiat currency. We'll be showing you the others, including my home nation, South Africa. Oh my goodness gracious, Bob. Boy, do they know how to break a concrete block. Let's go on and go and see who else. Japanese yen. We've got to show it to you technically. Seeing is believing. Ah, squeezy, squeezy, Japanesey. My favorites. The lovely little people. I want to go visit them. I want to find a little Japanese lady and squeeze her. But in the meantime, I'm going to stack metal. That way, I'll be able to pay for the legal fees after I've molested a poor little Japanese lady. Yep, that is at a new times high, and that one I'm pretty happy about. You can see it there. What is the high? 200. I'm going to do a Jacob Zuma now in honor of my country. 25500s, 4003. No, it's 255,446. 255,446, you can say 255,500 yen. That is 250,000 yen plus, and it is higher than the previous high that came in April of 2022. So the highs are coming thick and fast. This one melted up, it set up again, and it was also a nice cheeky little HVF, by the way. You didn't hear about that because you're not in the community, you're not hearing about anything. Click the link below. Build your wealth. Now is gold's time, my beautiful friends. And this has got that kind of momentum that's going to go a bit. It suggests it's going to go a bit. Of course, we'll go past the dollar, but it won't be making a new high there, and you won't be hearing about it until the dollar has a major weak error spell, which could indeed be coming too. How's it doing against that great British pound? You notice it's not just the British pound. It is great. One is wonderful. One is great. Her Majesty, the great British pound. I bring you. Stand up at the back and give us a round of applause for the great British pound. Raw, raw, raw lobster. Let's go and have a look. Yes, she comes. Yes, she comes. Whoop. And we're getting very close to taking out a high that was in the 30th of January. So we have one new high, one Aussie dollar, $3 away from a new high. And we have the British pound twitching and reaching for the panty line for a little peak, for a little bit of bushkies on the other side of the border. Yes, new high territory coming. Indeed, indeed, erectile projectile, I tell you. Gold is on a move. Gold is on a move, and we love it. We love it when that happens, said Kevin Keegan. So we've looked at the Japanese yen. We've looked at the Australian dollar. We're having far too much fun, really, to be said. You know, really, we should be far more decorum, gentlemen. Reasonable, be reasonable. But no, we don't do that round here. We celebrate, we perform. So Canadian dollar, also not looking too healthy. It looks like you're going to take a localized high in the March area, and the all-time on the Canuck. I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay for now, but I'd rather have a pile of gold than a pile of timber. Yep, that top is in and around 2763 Canadian, and you're at 26.26. So some way to go before you take out the all-time high, but looking like it's going to take out the secondary high of great volume early on in the year. What about the South Africans? The South African rand. My friends, I am here to tell you we are not doing a very good job of running our country. We are broken the electricity provider. And now we are looking for a new high in the gold versus a rand. Yeah, big problems. We're gaining momentum. We're gaining momentum indeed. We're at 34,770 randkies, tiny little randkies, to buy yourself that single ounce of gold. My goodness gracious, Bob. And where was the previous high? It kind of dovetailed with the 2020 highs that gold hit across everybody, which included the dollars. the Federal Reserve note of chief prostitute, worldly acclaim, and that is at 36,334. 36,334. You're smashing it for 35,000. Look at this bowling and this momentum. This, my friend, is Bolshevik times, and that, let me tell you, it ends up running this by some way in the not too distant future, is my personal, on balance of probability, opinion about the good old land at the tip of the African continent. Yes, indeed, indeed, indeed. So say he, so preacheth he. Go down to the link below. Stop masturbating. It's time to save your personal finances. Pure gold. Hit the link. Book a call. Chat to someone nice. Get some bullion shipped over to you. Silver, gold, bars, coins, you name it, at your door. Insured until you have signed and received it. Safe delivery. Yes, sirree, Bob. How about the Chinese? The Chinese are slightly better, but only just. Look at that little pop. That's a gap, by the way. Don't forget, they stuff to the gills with the stuff. The citizens, the government. Wait till you hear how much they have. That's going to be a little bit of a problem for the dollar, I imagine, which is kind of wriggled out of proving how much gold they really have. Yes, conspire, theorize we do about the truth of that their metal thing. No, we don't get to see it much. We don't get to audit it much, no matter how much Ron Paul tried. He couldn't get him to take him in there for a real count. No, sir, no, sir, no, sir. So again, moving on up, Chinese yuan. The Swiss franc is probably for now the most in the general mix and not yet making a new high, but give it time, give it time. As the others fall, so shall it fall. How about our beloved Turkish friends? Well, I'm going to put that spike down to a little bit of a fat finger. It's a bit like the transgender person who played the piano with his you-know-what, that they love to put on BBC because we like family values, you know. But anyway, I digress a little bit here. Here you see the gold in Turkish lira, 36,299 lira. How's that trend? Do you have problems with that trend? I have no problems with that trend. The Turks know where to go, and it's called XAU. Gold bullion, my friend. They know what their politicians are all about. Let's see how it's done. There you go. Since 2015. You could have had in 2015, and that was just yesterday. I tell you what, I was wearing only a slightly bit younger man's clothes during that time. I was fit as a fiddle, I tell you. But it was just yesterday. And 2015 to today, 2,500 to 36,000. So just absorb that for a minute, shall we please? This is actually making the South Africans look prudent, this one. 2,500, 2015. Today, 36,000. 36,000. So you're talking, wow, you're talking almost 20x. Let's say 15. Let's say 16. 16's going on 17x in the space of, my fine friends, 7 years. 7 years. 7 years? Yep, that's what he said. 7 years. 17x. In a big market, a stable market. I mean, look at your pullbacks, dare I say. This is the most pain of pullback you ever would have had to suffer. There she stands, falling wedge. Of course, she promises more as you get a beautiful squeezy eruptus maximus. But never mind, you would have had to sit through, such pain, you say. Well, I think you would have survived this one, fine people. Blessed Turks of the world. Head over to Pure Gold and get your bullion delivered. The link is below. Precious metals are the anti-fiat in banking failure times, in debt failure times. Every fiat has been borrowed into existence. The debt failure is the money system, fiat money system failure. Yes, you're looking at it. You're looking at it happening. You're looking at a 20x you never got for 7 years if you're a Turk. And let me tell you, you wouldn't be doing half badly against any other fiat from that time either. And wait for it. Wait for the balloon. Wait for the super spike. This is the foreplay. This is just getting started. In other words, the reset is coming. The demand destroying event that we refer to. I almost feel second half of this year, maybe fourth quarter, third quarter, you could see it coming. How about my beloved Indian friends? How do you do? I mean, Indian people understand the value of gold. They're holders. Let's see how they do. This is what's happening in the gold market against the Indian rupee. Soon to make new highs, I suggest. Running for that localized high and the new high. My prediction, gold will have made at least 10 major currency new highs in the course of the next 3 weeks. New highs. We have virtually 2. 1.9. I'm giving me 1.9 for that one. The Aussies. 3 Aussie dollars. I'll stump it in. You won't even buy a beer down under with that, I don't think. So here you go. Comment in below. How much is a pint in Australia? Sydney. Let's go somewhere posh. Sydney and Melbourne. How much is a pint? Aussies, let us know. Off we go. There you go. So there's actually only been, in this weekly time frame in India, there's only actually been one single weekly close higher than where you are on this here Monday morning. Let's check it out, Feng Sol brother. Have a look with me. We take the top, we run him across. That was a spook of a spike, and there you go. That's closed there, right there. Is the only week ever that you've been higher than where you are now. Suggestion. During the course of this week, we could have a pretty good chance of closing at or higher than that week. So that is the Indian rupee. Wow, what a day for gold. The banking system so safe. Who's panic buying then? This isn't retail bullion investors. Who's shifting the needle like this? A couple of insider bedwettings, I think. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And incidentally, we did get a little bit of a pullback on our gold-silver ratio. We told you about the broadening pattern. There it is. There it is. Bounce all the way back down, rally up to our splitter level, and a little bit of pushback. So silver still lagging, but a little bit of a better performance today, knocking on the door of 22 against the USD. Let's take you to the USD crosses now. You know you want it. You know you want it. Yes, indeed. Let's have a look. Oh, said with such venom and threat. I mean, Mrs. has given me a spank for that one. $1,800 key level of significance. We talk about the highs. That was the 2020 August it was August of 2020. We talk about the rebound high that you got March 2022, roughly 18 months later, and this full dip lower, up you go. We said we don't expect a full visit to the bottom. We thought you'd make either the splitter or the 1800. Turn around a little bit before, and off we go. This is very good. I have a feeling that this red line is going to be a faller. This continuation pattern is going to relent, and you shall make progress into new territory, beautiful people. And that has no historical resistance at all. You're in new air. You've broken the sound barrier. You've gone poof. And now you are hitting Mach 3. As you thunderbird your way to new highs, as the fiat experiments with the interest rate tightening that will certainly not break anything with all these over-leveraged clowns. Oh no, sir. And all this malinvestment and the derivatives and all the bailouts they're going to need, and the 3.7 trillion we gave to Nomura and all of that stuff that's been going on at your chief Satan Federal Reserve. Yep. There she goes. There she stands. How about we have a look at gold across other assets? So without further ado, let's grab the gold, and we're going to divide him by the S&P. What do you say? What say you? Divide by one of the most overvalued equity markets in the world. S&P. Let's go. So as we bring gold into the picture against assets that have been hyper inflated on asset value, mega multiples. Think of Tesla. How many cars sell he? What market cap has he? Oh my goodness. Bought up into the future. Battery sales and moon tiles and trips to Mars, everything is thrown in and added in at a mega profit to the moon. We're all flying there. We'll all be throwing money at Tesla. That's how it's valued, and many others like it. How is this turning out? The gold is turning against the run of this. This was our last high against the SPY. Still roughly 16.8. We're a long way short. This is in log scale. So this tells us, that's the normal scaling. This tells us we have lots of upside to go. This was your boom period where we had our first bull market, and our August 20 saw a certain amount of overperformance for gold up to this point, but that is just a minor flurry in comparison to both this and this. In an essence, this whole move that was the precursor of the 1900, the first gold move to 1925, 27 odd, way back then, that, good people, is also a very small move in relation to the great 1980s that we are missing out of the history books here in terms of the SPY. So you should contemplate and consider your miners. They should be cheering up. We've spoken before of wheat and precious metals having a good day. We're on the monthly. Let's take it down to the weekly. A good day today. Again, massive continuation pattern, just like a flag as we have drawn it. It makes sense on the monthly. You can see these are all wicks, but it is a massive upside continuation pattern. We see at least 60 as part and parcel of a much bigger move. EDV, we've shown you. Look at that rejection. We said you'd get a pullback. Look at that rejection. Beautiful. There's a bit of a squeeze of a wedge on there. This particular, I said Wheaton, this is Endeavour Mining. This has gold in it. They also have Endeavour Silver. We will see for you on this particular draw, and we have to log scale it for you to actually see it, to believe it. I think we can have a 204 run as part and parcel. So we're seeing great equity, upside potential. Now, some of you are a bit concerned about being pure naked gold longs, and so for that reason I have a commodity for you that I think is in a little bit of trouble and has recently had good runs. Yes, what are we talking about? We are talking about, you name it, uranium. Uranium has done well, but energies are in a bit of trouble. So let's first work our way to uranium for you. We highlighted natural gas. They killed natural gas. They killed it. They killed it. The Europeans, they killed it. They bought all the coal. They didn't buy it from the Russians. They killed the demand for natural gas. They did whatever they did. They brought it right back down. We saw this head and shoulder. Even whilst other people were still pushing the energies, we started to say, that don't look right to me. That don't look right to me. That's high volatility, bounce, 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 3 bumps in the row, middle one at the biggest. You also had a smaller head and shoulder. That's a monarch head and shoulder in the main head that brought you down. This pointed to us that downsides were coming. We said you're going to go sub 3 on natural gas, in and around 5.5, and lots of people didn't believe that. There was still peak fear about winter in Europe, etc., etc. That has fallen. So Natty has gone down. Okay, that's one of the energies. What about oil? Because we're going to take you to uranium at last but not least. Now, oil for me has not actually been looking that great. There's supposed to be a war on, and this is what I'm getting out of oil, fine fellows. Unhappy non-watermelon smile with quite a bit of skittish volatility. That is not bottoming for me, although you're getting a bit up, I expect, on account of currencies coming under stress and strain right now. But overall, I'm not super impressed with oil. It seems to be hanging out at our key level of 75, trying to hold on. I would actually say it could spill through this and fall lower. A bit of a recession, demand destroying event, whilst currencies are very much under the looking glass. And of course, that sees metals and potentially even Bitcoin doing rather well. Go and see our Bitcoin call on the Crypto Sniper channel. So that is not overly bullish for us in terms of oil, and you can switch between Brent and WTI. They look very much the same. It seems like a weak effort to hold the 80 and 75 for WTI. I'm not impressed. So where is the uranium? Where have I put the uranium? Here we go. We were also looking at Sprott uranium over here. It's a little bit, it's not a chronic, it's not sin ugly, but I would suggest to you there is some risk over here. If we take all my previous work off And this is not the one I would trade, by the way, but I'm starting with a few so that you don't. Clearly very strong move there. You can see the squeezy into the pump that you got, but that starts to smell a bit like a head, and this looks like a very, very ordinary softening possible right shoulder. So you could in fact even have here on the sprot, say it correctly, sprot, say it with an R. South Africans are not meant to have problems with the R. 10, we've got to go with a 10 neckline, and there could in fact be a downside move there. A little bit losing of momentum recently over here. So uranium is actually not looking that great. Uranium is not looking that great. It's also a commodity. It's kind of useful. You could trade it. By the way, we went across to our friend URA, the Global X Uranium ETF. And that, as you can see, has had a very good run. But this right here, technically not good. Not good technically. Not good, not good, not good. You can again see the reversal potential structure. Complex head into there and right shoulder as there. And I would have you run an 18 neckline, I expect, for that one. Again, downside suggested, and you could in fact be breaking right here, right now. Imagine making dirty ass money long gold and getting a kick in the pants of more dirty ass money on the short side of uranium, and actually being commodity delta neutral in this instance. It could indeed happen. It could be a great trade. Let's see how we drew it in the end. How did we draw it? We didn't draw it. Didn't we draw it? I thought we drew it. Okay, nothing to show you there. What about UEC? UEC, very similar structure. Uranium Energy Corp also had a nice, I mean, I've left the scribbles on from the previous draw, slightly higher up, but you can see a similar kind of overall feel. There's commonality. Of course there should be. They're in the same business. They have the same product. Again, a squeeze there. A big broadened structure here, which you've fallen out of. That was showing we were getting more and more volatile. You didn't make on this high the broadening structures high side, and you only made the splitter on the next one, and then you got kind of flat, and you have a basing marginally ascending grind line where the capping top, where you're being sold across the top, squeezy, down, that is slap in the face. Over there, set up for continuation first in a new trend. I think you've got a third impulse to make, so you'll go up one more time and then you roll over. That is UEC. You could be getting these early. You could be finding out what we're looking at and the ones I won't be telling you about. That's right. All you have to do is go to that very first link below, click and book a call. This is what we're doing. We want to build wealth in reset season. We want to build it with real trades, with all the demand downside shorts balanced off with amazing upside longs. And I'm giving you some of an idea of some of the things you could potentially do. Are you getting it late? You're getting it late, but you're getting some of it late. Why don't you get all of it early, on time? I don't know. It makes sense to me. And at the same time, learn. 4 webinars a week, 3-4 webinars a week, sometimes 3, sometimes 4. Updates from myself on the live trading days, and every single day that I see anything relevant going on. You could learn the method of Hunt Volatility Funnel method. You could implement it with others that are doing it on particular setups. You can see the setups, the stop placement, the entries, and the risk reward, which is very important because we like that squeeze. We want tight risk and expansive moves. That's the nature of the game. It's kind of simple, really. But it takes some implementing. It takes a little bit of surrender to the process instead of emotive. Everybody's afraid today. This is a great day. This is a great day. This is not new that the banking system is fragile and that there's all sorts of closet dirty deals fixing some small cap bank. This is not new. It has ignited gold. It has ignited all things that are pure and true, that are not financially leveraged, although they're probably at paper level horribly manipulated. But you can secure it at a discount window price. Even now, it's a discount window price. And you can take shorts on things that are set up to go down and financially over-levered things that I'm not telling you in this video, but you could find out more and more about. Yes, sir. And we had a live trading day on Friday, and we talked about some of them. who could have participated in that too. Why don't you? We welcome you. We want to help you get better off and wealthy in these crazy times. And man, are they crazy. Yes, you think I'm as cuckoo as a coot. Let me tell you, this global economy system is in its death throes. And there will be a final demand destroying event, and it could enrich you immensely through actions that you take between now and then. This is your wake-up call. If you have not had your wake-up call, here's your wake-up call. Ring, ring. It's Francis here. Wake up. Wake up. Financial destruction is on its way, and you're insufficiently prepared. Build wealth on things that must go down and other things that must go up when truth suddenly gets brought to bear on an overly leveraged, financially broken system that is in its death throes. Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me? Yes. Take action. Click the first link below and book a call. You've all been programmed to receive. This is designed to provoke an emotional response. Anyway, it's happening, my friends. Have a cackle, have a laugh, because you know what? We need to clean this ship up. We need to clean this ship up, and it's going to be enforced on them no matter how much they cheat and finagle behind closed doors. These little banks, buying treasuries. Wasn't that sweet? At the top of the goddamn market, into the face of mega tightening on a late belligerent Fed that missed the entire inflation trade and is now so late that they're tightening. But now they must rush. They must rush for plasters, must put plasters on the wound that they've created. Anyway, I want to give you a big fat double salute. 2 shoulders and a head. Gold is coming, new highs across many currencies, and it will be coming. The break out of the continuation pattern could indeed be coming. Are you loaded up enough? Are you loaded up enough? Do you know how to trade it? Do you know how to trade across other currencies? Currencies that will fail before the dollar, that are not part of the great liquidity of the derivative markets, like the Australian dollar. You could have been in that trade. You could have been in a lot. We're looking forward to have you. Come and join us, and we'll see you on the other side of this. Thank you for hitting the puppy lick button. If at any point you've been entertained or reminded about the fact that gold is going higher against a multiple number of failing fiats in a leper colony where everybody has kissed the chief leper and gone full financial leverage. They are all in a state of orchestrated failure to bring in your global Bolshevism. If you can't hold it, you don't own it. Digital is surveillance. Remember all that. I'll see you on the other side. Till next time. Goodbye.